Hey everybody, Dan Spare at www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Once again, www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Today I want to talk about what your expectations are from joining a clinical trial. So we can sit here and talk about all the different things that clinical trials involve, study procedures from study to study, the consent forms, IRBs, study doctors, study staff, research clinics, and good customer service, people's good experiences, people's bad experiences. We can highlight all these things, and we will, and we're going to continue doing that. But only you, the study participant, can actually answer the question of what your own expectations are for joining a clinical trial. And there is no right or wrong answer, it's up to you. And at the end of the day, it's up to you and your family and those people that you trust and that care for you. It's really up to you guys. No study doctor can kind of answer this question for you. So what is your expectation for joining a study? You have phase 1 trials where if you've been following along or if you haven't, you can search on the blog for phase 1 studies, healthy volunteer. These are studies where it's the first time that the drug is being tested in humans. So, of course, there's a lot more risk involved in joining these type of studies. Now, usually these type of trials, actually for the most part, they recruit people seeking money, and these people call themselves human lab rats, or human guinea pigs. And these people are usually healthy college students that need money to pay their bills or whatever, or just need more money to go party for the next month without worrying about money. Whatever it may be, they usually hire these young college kids to do these studies. So their expectations are, pretty much don't die and make a lot of money. And for the most part, they're successful because cases of people dying in phase 1 studies there's a very small chance that you will die. They already understand pretty much most of the biochemistry of these compounds, but of course they have never been tested in humans, so you do run that risk. But that's why you get the big bucks for it. So someone's expectations for joining a phase 1 study is probably just make a lot of money and have an overall good experience and have the least amount of side effects during the trial and immediately after the trial. If those criteria are accomplished or met, then that person will consider that his expectations have been met and he's had a good experience. And if any of those criteria are off, let's say it took a while for the site to actually pay him, or they misinformed him about how much money he would make if he withdraws before the study's over, anything like that, he'd have a bad experience. But you have to know what your expectations are. Now, in a phase 2, 3, and 4 studies, expectations are completely different because now you're targeting the drug. You're targeting to see whether the medication works on people who actually suffer from the condition, from the medical condition that the drug is intended to treat. So let's take an example of asthma. If you have asthma, you're going to do a phase 2, 3, or 4 study. You probably won't do a phase 1 study because you don't qualify. You're not a healthy volunteer. You're someone who has asthma. So you could qualify for a phase 2, 3, or 4 study. And again, you have to know your expectations. Are you currently okay with your current treatment for asthma? Whatever you're taking right now that your doctor is prescribing you, are you okay with that? If so, why would you want to join a trial? Is it to help other people? Is it because you're willing to take a chance that the study drug may be better for you than your current treatment? Is it because you want money? Is it a combination of these 3 things? I mean, as you can see, these are complicated questions, and only the study participant and his immediate family and circle of friends or people that he trusts can answer this question. So what is this person's expectations? I mean, and now you may have this, in the same situation, someone with asthma who's currently not happy with his current treatment for asthma. Maybe the medication is not working as well as he wanted. He's tried other meds, they don't work, and he wants to find something else that could potentially work. He's got less to lose, so to speak, by joining a study because he's already not doing good, um, or he's already not satisfied with his current treatment. So what's the worst that can happen in a clinical trial? Maybe just find another drug that also does not work. And on the plus side, he may find a drug that does work, and if it ever does get approved, he can take it. Or depending how long the study is, like in a phase 2 studies are usually not that long. They're usually around 8 weeks. They want to see if the drug is safe enough and somewhat effective for the targeted medical condition. Now, a phase 3 study may be more appropriate for this person that I just described who's not happy with their current treatment, because these are long-term studies, usually 1 to 2, sometimes even 3 years, where you're guaranteed to get either a medication or a placebo. And you know, if you're willing to take the chance of getting a placebo, there's nothing you can do about that. But if you do happen to get the study drug and you notice it's working for you, you've got a study that you can stay in for 3 years, and if it's doing well, if you're doing well on it, you don't have to worry about finding a better treatment for 3 years. Same thing with the phase 4 studies. These studies usually, I've talked about phase 4 studies before. They do tests on drugs that have just been approved. So, if you have asthma and there's a phase 4 study enrolling for a drug that's just been approved and it's just out on the market, but they need additional safety data or additional efficacy data. Efficacy means whether the drug works or not. You've lucked out, because these studies usually don't have placebo, so you're guaranteed some type of medication. And these phase 4 studies are usually a long studies, like once again 1 to 3 years, where you get free medication for that entire duration of the study, and you still get paid for your time and travel costs. So only you can answer what your expectations are for joining a study. No one else can do it for you, and if they tell you that they can, something's wrong. They're either overly eager to get you in the study because they need to meet their enrollment quotas, or they've got other ulterior motives. But learn your expectations. You have to know yourself, and you have to know why you want to do a study. And if you're okay with your answers that you give to yourself, and if your family is okay with it, then joining a clinical trial is maybe the right thing for you to do. So you just have to know that. www.theclinicaltrialsguru.com. Thanks a lot.